So early this morning, Amazon announced that they were going to put a tariff tracker essentially next to all their products to try and show Trump's fault. And people are like, that's weird. You didn't put an inflation index next to all the products during Biden or any of the other things, but you're going to do it now. It's not our fault the prices are higher. It's Trump's fault for doing that. And at first, people at Amazon thought this was some kind of own. But then as the day went on, people were like, this actually might be a good thing because then I can see which companies are screwing over Americans by sourcing, because they'll say made in America. But what they mean is they'll buy all the parts in China and bring them to like Arizona and put them together there. And that's how they say made in America. Mark, I love that you're here, man. Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here. So this is what they dropped early in the morning, and they thought this was going to be like a super win for them, which is kind of funny. And you can't go after the king. What do I mean? You can't go after Teflon Don with this stuff because he's always going to win. So Amazon dropped this early in the morning, saying Amazon doesn't want to shoulder the blame for the cost of President Donald Trump's trade war. So the e-commerce giant will soon show how much tariffs are adding to the price of each product. And people went, this could actually be nice because now Amazon is actually showing its hand of how much crap it imports and how much of that crap is actually manufactured somewhere else, and they can't get away with the made in the USA, or it's a local, it's a small business or any of this other kind of stuff. And so it is what it is. Mark, you're 100% correct. We've talked about it before. Amazon's biggest client is the US government with its cloud storage. It is. And it is a chump move. You know what this was? This was sent out by somebody in human resources or in marketing that thought, oh, well, obviously we're going to get, they have TDS. We're going to get Trump with this, and it's going to be a super own. And people went, it might be interesting to see this. And as the day went on, more and more people were like, I actually want to see your tariff chart. I want to see your tariff calculator. I want to see where this product is coming from, because that's always been their big secret. Oh, well, we're supposed that we don't, all of our stuff's not cheap Chinese crap. We have a lot of small businesses. They always have those as number one small business platform, blah, 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 blah. But then they went, yeah, show us. And quickly, Bezos came out and said, no. We were never going to do that. We were never going to do it. I don't know what you're talking about. It's ridiculous. This comes from the independent.uk. Trump hails Bezos for scrapping plan to show Amazon shoppers tariff price hikes on products. I'm telling you, you cannot come, whatever you think about, they make, Amazon just prints money, which is why their MGM studios can lose money, because it's a tax write-off. It's the same as Apple. But President Donald Trump thanked Amazon founder Jeff Bezos after the company reportedly scrapped a plan to display the added cost of tariffs on some products. Jeff Bezos is very nice. He was terrific, Trump said Tuesday after the reportedly furious president called Bezos on the phone. He solved the problem very quickly and very quietly. He did the right thing. He's a good guy. Punchbowl News had reported that Amazon was set to display how much of an item's cost was derived from tariffs right next to the price's total list. Amazon, however, pushed back in a statement saying the team that runs our ultra low cost Amazon Haul store considered the idea of listing import charges on certain products. It was never approved, and it was never going to happen. I'll tell you this much. When my wife was getting her MBA and we lived in Fort Worth, she actually had an interview at Amazon. That was one of the reasons she didn't take the job, is because you were going to have to It was one of those jobs you had to move every couple months. You'd have to live in Seattle for a couple months, then you'd have to live in a couple other places. And the second thing is, she's like, everybody that was there, they looked exhausted. And the people at Amazon even said, if you take this job, you're probably going to get burned out, because we burn out a lot of people in our company. And they're proud of it, Mark. They're proud of treating their workers like crap. And they, because they work them to the bone. Of course, then they have their ads where it's like, if I didn't have Amazon, I wouldn't have medical insurance. Well, if you didn't have Amazon, you wouldn't have a bad back either. But unfortunately, Amazon and Walmart jobs are slowly becoming the only things that are left, because they're killing small businesses in that regard, which is why it was an even bigger loss on their end. Trump reportedly called Bezos following the report to complain about the possible policy, which would have detailed to American customers how much Trump tariffs are affecting the cost of goods. Trump instituted 145% tariff on China. I mean, Temu is essentially shut down. You can't import on Temu anymore, which is great, because Temu is first class garbage. I've never bought anything from Temu, and I never will, because it just looks like trash. But it's crazy that they try to do this. Anyway, of course, he was pissed. An official source told the outlet, why should multi-billion-dollar company pass off to customers? Especially as Mark and you guys have pointed out, the biggest reason Amazon doesn't make money selling trinkets. Amazon doesn't make money selling, the Optimus Prime that I bought most of this crap on Amazon, by the way. This little flag thing, or the movie thing. The chalkboard. They didn't make any money off of me on that. They don't make money off of it. It's all that they make money off of your Prime membership, because they charge you like $170 every person who's on Prime. They charge them all that. And then, the millions of people that are on that, they do that. Plus, the major result of their money comes from, as you guys have been saying, their government contracts. So Trump was probably like, you put the price tracker on the Amazon, we may have to go with somebody else. Maybe I'll go with Apple. Maybe I'll put all of our stuff on Apple Cloud. They don't even call it a cloud. They call it a mushroom or whatever. But this was an absolute loss by Amazon. And it doesn't shock me, because anytime you come at the king, you're going to miss. Because he bounces off of stuff like that. He has